the 1986 movie, Transformers the movie, is the greatest motion picture of all time.
It is a fun movie.
It's animated?
Oh, yeah.
I never saw it.
It's the last film of Orson Welles.
Are you serious?
Did he play the? Is he the one who played the giant death?
Yes, Unicron.
Unicron.
The Eater of Worlds. His last film.
Was his best film.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Citizen Kane. Oh, who needs that? Give me Unicron. That is the ultimate character to portray. I actually saw Citizen Kane in theaters last year for its 80th anniversary. But I have a movie story for you guys. Then we're going to go around the room, figure out what's going on in your guys' lives. But I went to go see Scream on Saturday.
How was that?
How was it?
It looked fun.
Is it worth it?
Let me work it. Reverse it. I thought it was all right as well, Ryan. I wasn't a fan of what they did with certain characters. I know they're trying to focus on a newer generation of characters because they want to make more movies and they don't want to see 75-year-old Courtney Cox with her, Botox face being like, a damsel in distress. So they wanted to get new, fresh faces. But I kind of wanted to see Courtney Cox more. I want to see Sidney Prescott, Nev Campbell character more. I want to see more of Dewey. And we're not going to get into any spoilers of the movie, but I'll say this. I was on a date when I went to go see this movie.
Oh, exciting.
Date number two in a row, but that's not the story. The story is these young whippersnappers behind me decide, let's just have a full-on screaming conversation while this movie's on.
I hate
great.
that.
Oh,
That's one
Like,
of the
why
worst.
go see? I hate that. I hate people who talk through movies, especially if we're seeing it for the first time. Obviously, if it were in theaters, it's the first time you're seeing it. So what are you doing?
Yeah,
Why are
for
you
the
here?
most part.
I'm also pretty lenient with like movie theater talk. Like if you're just having like a small
Yes,
little aside,
yes.
like you're whispering, you want to bring something up to your
Yeah.
friend. Like I'm okay with that.
Yes.
But, like if you're like ruining it for everyone else, it's like, come on.
I mind the small talk, but I'm not going to say anything. If you're like, hey, did you see that? Like, it gets annoying, but it's nothing that warrants a, hey, do you guys mind being quiet? These guys were screaming. They were saying things like, as soon as the first girl appeared on the screen, literally like a second into the movie, like, oh, she's bad. I'd have sex with her. And I'm just
How old are they?
I'm like, oh.
Probably 12.
Yeah, like 14, 15 years old. But I'm on a date, so I'm like, what do I do here? Because, normal me situation would literally scream at these people. Guys, you need to shut the F up. I'm watching my movie. But
George Costanza moment.
pretty much. But now I'm on the date, so I'm like, hey, gentlemen, do you guys mind just being a bit quiet? That did not go over well. They were like, what? We're going to smack the S out of you. I'm like,
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
They said it very quietly. They're like, did that guy just tell me to be quiet? I'm going to smack the S out of him. I'm
Because
like,
you sounded like a grandpa. If someone told me that, I would have said something
what
back.
am I supposed... Okay, well, you aren't allowed at any movie theater.
No,
that I go
I'm
to.
just saying, like, I don't talk during movies, but, like, if
they
you're
were.
talking to me like that, I'd be like, all right,
Yeah, have
you
some
need to go
fun,
home,
relax.
Grandpa. No offense.
It's not like he said it rude. It's not like he was like, shut up.
Yeah,
He said, like, hey, guys, would you mind being
but it's
quiet?
just like, yeah, but
Well,
it's
I mean-
like such an old people way that you said it. I think that's why.
How was he
Excuse me,
supposed to
fellas.
say it?
Yeah, let's hear it, Jess. How do you act?
Because if he tries to confront them all, like they're gonna, no matter what he says, they're gonna.
It's a lose-lose situation.
No, I would have gotten ice and I would have thrown it at them.
I'm on a date,
So
Jess.
that's a much more.
Okay, it shows that you're a
level-headed
macho man.
That's a much more level-headed response.
Macho man.
That's a very immature way to handle things.
Ironically, I had
Throwing
not a-
ice?
Not a great theater experience either. Some annoyances, not as bad as that.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of teenagers in the theater. And
Yeah, I guess it's to be expected for
a
this
horror
type
movie.
of film. But I went up and I eventually just complained because they weren't to stopping talking. So I went up and complained, and the ushers came in and were like, hey, you guys mind being quiet? I'm like, first of all, you shouldn't have warned them. It should have been an immediately kicking out. You're threatening violence? You're threatening violence? You know what's happened in some of these movie theaters over the years? Let's think about the James Holmes incident. What if something like that happened? They're watching a movie like Scream. They might be influenced. They said they're going to smack the S out of me. They might come over and just slit my throat or something. I don't know what they're going to do. They're behind me. They're behind me. I don't know what they're going to do. But I did get 4 free movie passes for complaining. But that wasn't enough. stuff. And you guys know I love to complain.
Yes.
True.
From my City Field incident, my Sands Point incident,
yeah.
my Bob's Discount Furniture incident, and so on and so forth. But we're not going to get into any of those details. But I decided, hey, you know what? I could probably get some more out of this. Let me complain to corporate the next day. We got another free movie pass, 2 free popcorns, and 2 free drinks. So all in total, I got 5 free movies, and I got 2 free popcorns, 2 free drinks. So you know what? It is what it is. In theory, I don't know how I should have handled it. I think I actually handled it the proper way because a lovely girl was next to me. It wasn't going to be throwing ice. It wasn't going to be screaming back at them. It was hey, fellas, do you mind keeping it down just a bit? Thoughts, comments, concerns?
No,
Did
I
she
agree.
say
I think you
anything
did.
after?
I think you did the right thing. Yeah, what did she say
How'd
about
the
it?
date
Yeah.
go? Yeah.
The day went great. We got date number 3 coming up tomorrow. yeah.
They're happening fast.
Knocking it out of the
Spicy.
park.
Going to, I believe, we got a whole day planned. Dave and Buster's, going to a restaurant at the mall. It's going to be a fun happening of a time. But yeah, date went well. She was more... she was more concerned with me because she knows I loved movies, and she was like, she was upset as well. It was annoying. I mean, there could have been different things we could have done. We could have moved seats, but I picked those seats specifically because they were a good seat. So I don't know. It is what it is. It's in the past. Scream. In total, though, I would say, like Ryan, I was a bit disappointed